Welcome back. With us now live is Dr. Yousef Mazhar, former Assistant Minister of Industry, and we're going to be talking about or taking a comprehensive look over the mega projects and in particular the infrastructural projects and the road links that were inspected earlier yesterday and through the week by His Excellency the Head of State President Abdel Fattah Sisi, as he has inspected a number of roads and access projects, including the Central Ring Road, access of Matariya Road, Al Farag and Al Assar and Al Dab'a. Good morning, Dr. Yousef.
Yes, good morning.
Happy New Year to you. How are you doing, sir? Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. Let's talk about the President's very clear keenness over establishing and following up with the mega projects all over the country, especially that Egypt have taken a leap when it comes to talking about infrastructural projects.
Yes. Well, let me start with the latest development. The latest development we saw on TV was President Sisi over the weekend has been visiting the latest development in this mammoth project of highways and roads. Particularly, we can start by the latest development, which is what they call the middle axis. The middle axis, and I think it was very well covered by your station. The middle axis is a very interesting axis, and the President has been to it. The idea, according to what we saw on the TV, is to link the north ring and the south ring to the east and the west of Egypt. Now, particularly the part that he visited and which we have seen pictures of, in fact, I believe it's on the screen at the moment, is that they are going to connect now this middle axis all the way up to Dab'a. Now, what is Dab'a? Dab'a is the location of the atomic power generation station, which is right up on the northwest of Egypt. So you can see that it's a mammoth project, and we'll take it one by one. But because we have the image on the screen at the moment, the questions asked by the President was how many highways do we have? How many, let's say, roads going up and down? The number of lanes? And he has made his remarks according to increasing the capacity of all these, especially the new axis, which is going to reach up to Dab'a. You can see all this, of course, is very nicely depicted on the screen, which shows you in the different colors, the different, let's say, ring roads, and this new axis, which we've been talking about.
Right. These mega projects are, they have a qualification, they are qualified to establish a certain target, and at the same time would facilitate the citizens' movements, reduce the time taken to reach different destinations, also save fuel to integrate with the comprehensive development requirements. Explain to us how important, because the President seems to be very keen even when it comes to the time factor, as we are going through the second wave of COVID-19 and still work is at full capacity and full force, and there is personal keenness and follow-up over the presidential side. So explain to us the importance of those particular infrastructural projects over Egyptians.
Well, now to react to your question, also to add up some new information, that Egypt has been all historically running along a north-south axis. That means Alexandria in the north and Luxor and Aswan in the south. The developments to the east and the west were very slow. As to the east, it has gradually got much larger because of the Suez Canal. But now But now the idea is to go out to the west, and this is the idea of this middle axis. The west, of course, it will connect to the main ring road. There's a direct ring road around Cairo, but it is getting rather congested now. So we now have a north ring road and a south ring road. And if we had noticed, let's say, the depiction of what was on the screen, you see that this middle axis, which is very, very large, is going to reach us all the way up north, but not only to reach up on north so that we can, let's say, get contact with the New Valley and all these areas along the north coast, El Alamein, which is a very new city, and also to the east, which is the Red Sea and all the ports of the Red Sea, which will help all the exports and the imports, which is very important, and is the road to Africa. So this is the first, let's say, comment we can make about this mega project.
Right. Let's also talk about the time factor and the pace of work, which, like I earlier said, going at its full force, in spite of the pandemic and everything, in spite of certain lockdowns in some institutions and everything, and even international lockdown. So how do you assess that Egypt is working full force, the workers and establishment of mega projects like that at this pace, at this time of the year, in the situation of a pandemic?
Well, you see, everything has got some connection to the pandemic. More important is something what people don't quite realize, because they are talking more about the direct entity. But spreading Egypt out and spreading the population out and spreading the highways out, so that we are fighting a very direct battle against the congestion. Now, congestions are the worst enemy of the pandemic.
Exactly.
And if you have roads which are congested and cars are piled up and drivers are looking at each other through the windows, then you've got a tremendous amount of spreading. Now, by getting along these highways, they are very fast. There will be no stoppages on them. And we're moving the population out to these new cities. So in this case, there will be less congestion and less direct contact between people, which is actually the main message about the pandemic at the moment, the main way. So even though it has not been mentioned specifically that this mega project is helping to fight this pandemic, but it is really one of the main items. And if you see now how the population will be spread, how the automobiles and cars and buses will be running along far away from each other, this is a very, very good indirect way to fight the pandemic.
Right. Also giving his directives, the president, to commit to schedules to execute the projects in accordance with the state-of-the-art international systems. So not only executing it at unprecedented pace of time at the time of a pandemic, but also something that comply with the state-of-the-art international standards. How good could it be more than that? I mean, it's something that would bring pride to all Egyptians and deliver also the right message to the outside world.
Well, look, what we are looking at here, there are direct ways to, let's say, tackle all the problems we are having at the moment.
Right.
But there are also direct ways. And our president has got a slogan. Slogan is, and this is the part which I can talk to you more about because it's more in my domain, is build and fight the pandemic. So under the word build means new cities, new highways, new roads, and new axes. And this, of course, is very important to get people away from each other and
Exactly.
not to have direct contact.
Exactly, Dr. Yousef Mazhar, you are an assistant to, your former assistant to Minister of Industry. Thank you so much, and also an economic analyst. Thank you so much, and you have a beautiful day. And by this, we come to the end of the breakfast show for today. Many thanks to all of you, and you have a beautiful day.